Right, example 2. We're going to find the size of the smallest angle in the triangle, which has sides of length 3 centimetres, 5 centimetres and 6 centimetres. So I'm going to start by drawing a triangle. So I've got 6 centimetres, 5 centimetres and I've got 3 centimetres. I have deliberately not drawn it to scale just to prove that you do not have to. That does not have to look the smallest. It would be better if it did, but it will still work. So the smallest angle is opposite the smallest side. So we are going to be finding that angle there. So that's what I'm going to call A and A. B and C do not matter. So that would be big C and that would be big B. So we have got the formula cos A equals B squared plus C squared minus A squared then over 2BC. So we've got cos A equals, well, B is 5 squared, C is 6 squared minus 3 squared. It wouldn't matter if you got the order difference on that one. Times 2 times 5 times 6. If we're finding an angle, we're going to have to do cos minus 1. So I would literally do cos minus 1 of all of that. I wouldn't work that out and then do cos minus 1. Just put it all in your calculator at once and you get an answer of 29.9 degrees. So this one we've used this formula. A is where we are finding the angle. We want the smallest angle, so that's opposite the smallest side. The 6 and the 5 wouldn't matter. We put the numbers in and we put it in our calculator. Right, on 3. I would always make sure that I am drawing something for this. So we have a Coast Guard station at B. That is on a bearing of 60 degrees from the Coast Guard station A. So, bearings, if you remember, go from north. So this will be A here. That is on a bearing of 60 degrees. And that is B. Ship C is 4.8 kilometres at a bearing of 18. Remember bearings, if they're below 100 you put the 0 on the front. So that's going to be about there, C. So that's 18 degrees there. We'll make it into a triangle. We know that that's 4.8 kilometres. We know that that one is 8 kilometres. We're trying to find the distance between C and B, so we are finding that one there. If you decide when you drew your triangle that you've drawn too much and it's got too complicated, you might just decide to draw out a triangle again. If that bearing was 60 and that was 18, that means that angle there must be 42. That is 4.8. That is the distance we are trying to find, and that is 8. So if we label it A, little a, and those would be B and C. If we put that into A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A, we've got the information. So we put the A on these because that's what we are trying to find. It's easier than trying to rearrange it. You might see in the textbook that they rearrange this. I would always try and relabel it. So x squared equals 4.8 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 4.8 times 8 times cos 42. Just enough room. And we're going to square root our answer for that. And we will get an answer of 5.47 kilometres. It does tend to use 3 significant figures for quite a lot of these questions if it doesn't tell you otherwise. So draw the diagram. Take the information from the question. Think about bearings. Bearings always go from north and they always go clockwise. When you've got that, if you want to then redraw it, it doesn't have to redraw it if you can work out what you need to do from that. But just to make it a little bit easier, I drew it out again, and then that helped me find that x is 5.47. Right, so example 4. So we're going to panic here because it's got algebra in it, and we're going to think it's harder than what we think. So there's my triangle. I'll call that A, B, C. So AB is x centimetres, so I'll put an x there. BC is x plus 2, and AC equals 5. We know that the angle ABC is 60 degrees. And again, I just label that ABC. I can now relabel it, and I think, well, actually, I don't want to call that one B. I want to call that one A, which makes that one little a, which means I will call that one B, and I will leave that one at C because it won't matter. So if I get my formula, A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. So I know that A is 5, so 5 squared equals B is x plus 2, put it in brackets because you are going to square it. C is x, so that's plus x squared. Minus 2 times x plus 2 times x times cos 60. So we think it's going to be more complicated than what it is, but when you get to this point now, you can start tidying it up a little bit. So I know 5 squared is 25. I know if I multiply out that double bracket, I would get x squared plus 4x plus 4. Thinking of it as multiplying it out like that. You could do that this side if you want to. I've got minus 2x times x is minus 2x squared. I have got minus 2 times 2x is plus 4x. All of that is times by cos 60. And if we put cos 60 into our calculators, we get a half. So that is all times by a half. So we've got 25 equals x squared plus 4x plus 4. It's going to be minus x squared minus 2x. Be careful when using brackets. So we can see now we're starting to get a quadratic. So put a 0 this side.